Let's make a prison log. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need. Follow along with me step by step. Let's get into this. First and foremost, saltine crackers. You won't need much, not the whole box, just about half of a sleeve. You can go more if you want. You need some chili, beef stick, 2 noodles, cheese puffs, squeezed cheese is a must, pickles, and if you want, jalapenos. Now, let's get into it. As far as utensils, a cup, a spoon, though an orange spork would be better, and a white t-shirt. Now, let's proceed. First things first, break up your ramen noodle. Throw it violently against the floor or a countertop until it's all the way broke up. Once it's broke up, add the noodles to the cheese puffs. How much cheese puffs should be in the bag? Approximately 1/3 or maybe a little bit less. Next, you're going to add your saltine crackers, about half a sleeve. Once you have your dried noodles, cheese puffs, and crackers inside of your chip bag, you're going to crush everything up. But before I start crushing that up, I'm going to go ahead and put some water in the microwave and let it boil for 2 minutes or heat up for 2 minutes. Yes, where I was at in Virginia, originally they just had hot water spigots, but later on down the line, they added microwaves and it was a game changer. Water's in the microwave. Now it's time to crush all this up. Once everything's crushed up, it should look like this. Water's out the microwave. Now you're going to add slowly, not to flood it out, but basically just to cover the noodles and the crackers and have it consistent. You almost want it like a thick mud. You're going to start working it together like a dough. Let's go ahead and get into that process. Once you're done adding hot water and molding it together, it should have this type of consistency. Now you're going to lay it on your white t-shirt and flatten it out into a square. Flatten it out like so. And cheat code, always put the seam up. It's going to come useful later. Now you're going to go ahead and wrap the white t-shirt around it. Now you're going to let that sit. In the meanwhile, you're going to cut up your beef stick, a pickle or 2, depending on how much you want. Open up your chili and your jalapeno wheels if you prefer. Remember, always use a prison ID if you can over a knife to get that authentic cut and texture. Shout out to my brother who's coming home next year and let me use his ID. Now that everything's cut up, the dough should be set, ready to go. Let's go ahead and check it out. The dough is ready to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and split by the center seam and open it up. You should see something that looks just like this. You're in the wheelhouse now. Now, I do mine a little bit differently because I always prefer this prison log that I'm making more plain because I want to taste the chili and cheese. So what I'm going to do is I'm adding the chili directly into the middle. Some people go ahead and layer the cheese first. And of course, chili out the pouch is always better. Well, we went with what we could get today. I've got my chili more towards the middle. I'm not spreading it yet. Now I'm going to add my squeezed cheese directly over the top. So once it's cooked up and you cut into it, you'll get that chili and cheese bursting flavor. Now I'm adding squeezed cheese to the middle. Now I'm going to add my sausage and everything else, the pickles, jalapenos that I want in the middle. Now that everything's on the inside, we're going to go ahead and fold one side over to the next and make it into a log. I folded it over. Now I'm tucking it in because I want everything to mesh up. Don't be scared if a little bit falls out the ends like I did. I kind of overstuffed. You can be more moderate, but hey, I'd rather have more than less. Once you've got it rolled and formed, it should look similar to this. I'm not gonna lie, mine is a little bit more moist because I added extra chili, but nonetheless, you can still see it is in the log form. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add chili and cheese over top of mine for that extra flavor. Boom. Now that it's dressed up, it should look like this. I'm about to put it back in the microwave for at least a minute. I'm gonna check it out. It's out the microwave and this is what it should look like. Chili and cheese on the inside and out. And you can see the ingredients coming out the side. Now, only one thing to do. Like that. Make you one. Stay free. Peace.